I'm Scott. I cover NYCFC. That's JD. He covers the Philadelphia Union. And tonight we got a matchup of the Turnpike as the New York City Football Club is heading down the Turnpike to Subaru Park to face the Philadelphia Union. We have been covering our respective teams for a few years right now, and we sort of made it a tradition to get together on a situation like this, dump on the other, and try to predict who's going to win this game and why. So, first off, JD, you're the home team. Give me your thoughts.
Well, the Union have not been in the best of form lately, to say the least. Just losing 3 consecutive matches at home for the first time since 2012. The invincibility of Subaru Park is gone, and the Union need to find it. Just something's been off. Uncharacteristically, the Union have given up early goals and usually are fighting from behind. Although against Orlando, they did score first, and Mikhail Ura found the back of the net for the first time in a month. But then they proceeded to concede 3, score another one on a penalty kick, and then the unthinkable, Gazdag missing a penalty kick that would have tied it, and some embellishment from Orlando and Damian Lowe just immediately ending up in lore. A referee explanation that went live out with an F-bomb, if I heard it correctly. Like, the defender F'd up, but it's not a red card. But it's that the game versus Orlando was an absolute shit show.
I was going to say dud if you want to go that way, but fine.
Yeah, it was an absolute shit show. It's no way to describe. That's the best way to describe it. But there is promise with Ua's been in a lot of slumps in and out the last few years, but also human. His wife did just have a baby. Congratulations to them. I'm not sure if it's their second or third. I haven't kept up with that stuff, but I heard that through the grapevine. So congrats. But with the Union need to snap out of the funk that they're in. Andre Blake has been hurt. The Julian Carranza will be coming back after serving a yellow suspension against Orlando with card accumulation. So he will be back. Blake is still out. I've heard for probably a few more weeks, not really a timetable, but they need to not rush him back. They need to stop trying to rush Andre Blake back. But Oliver Semla has been capable. The defense has been a little iffy with Glesnes and Lowe and Elliott all kind of rotating out, and each have had their good moments and bad moments this season. So the key for the Union is to get back to what has been their calling card for years, and just solid defense, solidify that back line, and give Semla a bit of extra room to do what he needs to do. Semla is not Andre Blake, but he's still very capable goalie. And Carranza, the big 3, Carranza, Gazdag, and Ua need to get together. But the big wild card is Quinn Sullivan. He's been an unstoppable force in the midfield, especially when coming up the right side. So if NYCFC's left side defense is a weakness, I admit I haven't really paid that much attention to NYCFC this season personally. But that is a trouble spot that I think that the Union can exploit.
Here's where it gets interesting in this case. You have a team in the Philadelphia Union who have given up, who have actually uncharacteristically have struggled at home, going 1-3-1 this season, including giving up 8 goals in the last 3 matches. They're a better team on the road, which typically actually ends up boding a little bit well if they can figure out a way to right the ship. The New York City Football Club, which did struggle out of the gate and lost their first 3, including a very heartbreak of a loss to the Portland Timbers in their home opener, they have rifled off 17 points in the last 9 and seem to have in many ways found their niche. Winning last week on the road against a technically on paper better Toronto team gave them a lot of confidence despite what happened in the altercations afterwards. Strahania did get the red card.
Speaking of shit shows.
If you're going to get a red card, having it in, 3 3 matches in an 8-day stretch is fine anyway, because you have to juggle players. You have to get them out of the lineup. You got to get rested. This team right now is playing with a ton of confidence. This is a team right now that has been backed by probably their MVP of the year so far in Matt Freese. The backup goaltender that Philadelphia Union may remember as the guy who, yes.
The one that we out of a few goalies that have left the union that they really could use back right now.
This could go down as one of the worst Union trades, depending on how this goes. It surprised a lot of people when the trade happened, but there was no space. Blake was the leader in this case, but Matt Freese has emerged over the course of nearly a season now as the de facto goaltender, not just in the East, but in the league as well. So his performance last week, yes, he gave up 2 goals, but he gave them about 11 shots. You know, this is an NYCFC team that is statistically the youngest team in the league right now. And to be at the moment where they are in 6th place is honestly a really good spot at this point. There's a lot, or 5th place, right? There's a lot to be able to say that this team can do. Now, this is a big test because they got this match here on Wednesday. And then on Saturday, they're back at Citi Field against a really tough New York Red Bull team. These 3 games in 8 is tough for any team in this situation. So for match day 14, you said this could be a 2-2 draw. I think it could be a 2-2 draw, but I'm going to say in this case that just for devil's advocate, I'm going to say 2-1. NYCFC, I think, has the potential to pull this off. The defense for Philadelphia has been very suspect this year. Their offense has been great. You know, they've outscored their opponents. They've had 21 goals this season. They've given up 19. This is a team that is extremely strong at passing along the width of the pitch here, averaging about 6 passes a game, over 40 yards across the pitch. That is something that this team is going to be doing a lot of tonight. They're almost top in the league in doing so. So the goal, I think, is they're probably going to try and dump it way across, right side all the way to left side all the way to right, set it up for Gazdag, set it up for Carranza to basically even just like one time this thing past Freeze. I think that is the tack that they're going to be running with tonight. The question is NYCFC's defense going to be strong enough to do it? And can they ride the likes of Santiago Rodriguez, Andres Pereira, Julian Fernandez, and the rest of those? Also, a couple of names you may remember from Philadelphia.
Yeah, Pereira is another one really like right now. He was another victim of a numbers game with the Union, where there was a bit of a logjam in the midfield, but things are a little iffy this year as Jose Martinez has gone a little rogue lately and had a lot of more bonehead plays than we would like to say that have directly resulted in goals. So they haven't been themselves, but Pereira has been a fantastic pickup for NYCFC.
Yeah, he picked up another goal last week, and he's starting to find form at this point. It'll be interesting to see how the team reacts. Nothing has come down aside from the Strahinja red card after the events that happened in Toronto and the allegations that have come out for it. But I think the team is going to come out fired up and frankly pissed off. You know, this is in some ways a must win psychologically for this team, because if they come out and lay a goose egg, the argument will be made, was the win against Toronto a fluke? But if they can win 2 games in a row on the road, I think that's going to say a lot for the caliber of this team and the potential they've got, not just for the end of the season, but also to 2025.
Yeah, and the Union, both teams need to come out pissed off tonight, and a rival. Both teams desperately need a result, and because whoever loses this game, especially if the Union don't pull this off, their season could go into a tailspin because the Union have their own 3 games in 8-day stretch that they're in the middle of.
Yep.
You know, after DC and then Orlando, now NYCFC, and then they play at New England on Saturday. So that's another brutal turnaround. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of rotation, if any, that Jim Curtin needs. Personally, I think Alejandro Bedoya needs. This is a tough one. Do you play him tonight and then rest him on Saturday because of the turf? Because they also could use his leadership, although Bedoya has been playing 90 minutes more often than I would like him to see at this point in the season. But he's been clutch for the Union. But whether he starts or comes off the bench, he's an X factor in this game for the Union, along with Quinn Sullivan.
Sure.
are my players to watch.
Nice. All right, so that is the review, the preview of this match in 10 minutes or less, I think was the goal we had on this. So you're saying 2-2 tie, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say 2-1 win NYCFC, admittedly a little bit of a homer on this, but we will find out in just short order at this point. So drop a message in the comments, whether you like it, whether you'd agree, which one of us is right, which one of us is wrong, which one of us is awesome, and which one of us can suck eggs. Anyway, I'm Scott. That's JD. He's going to be at Subaru Park. I will be on the couch, basically in my house, with my cat watching this game, and we will both be handling our respective press conferences afterwards, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, take care. Have a good one. Stay awesome.
Yep.
It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.